Hello, professionals, young and old, and welcome to A Screen. Uh, this is, as we're reaching the end of 2018, this is our top 10 games of the year for 2018, obviously. Couple of things to mention beforehand. So for my list personally, I refuse to allow myself to have any remakes or remasters in my top 10. So for me personally, I wanted to make sure it was all properties I hadn't played before. So it's like, basically, I can't have in my top 10 something that is more of a game that I just think is very, very good, or just the exact same of a game that I think is very good. But anyway, so we're going to start off, before we get on to our honourable mentions, I did just want to very, very quickly lose my rag and rage a little bit, because I do have just one dishonourable mention for this year.
Okay, I'll leave this to you, because I know what's coming, so
yes.
Over to you.
So I got the chance to play a lot of games this year, and pretty much all of them were at least good, or at least playable. But there was one game that was utter garbage, and I cannot fucking stress enough how shit this game is. I said originally it was like a PS2 game posing as a PS4 game, but Shadow of the Colossus and Kingdom Hearts are PS2 games, so it's a fucking insult to PS2 games. I refer, of course, to the absolutely exorbitant God of War. No, it's not God of War.
How dare you! I nearly punched you through the headphones.
Of course, I've mentioned it many, many times. It's Vampire. An absolutely abysmal experience. A fucking terrible game that was just... It covered the full range of shit on the spectrum. Shit game design, shit controls, shit plot, shit voice acting. It was just shit. Okay, so I'm done. I do also have on my little list, I had to put in one little mention from Katie, my dear fiancée, if you didn't know. This is her words. So, Super Mario Odyssey should be on the top of this list. I don't care that it came out in 2017. It's the best game, and you're wrong.
Well, you can't argue with that logic.
No, you can't indeed.
If that was the fucking logic, then I would have had loads of other things on mine. There's loads of stuff that came out last year that I loved so much.
There was some fantastic games.
I even sent them to you. I'm like, oh, I love this game. Oh, wait, no, that was last year. Oh, well, no, that was last year.
So, with all of that out of the way, let's begin the video with our honourable mentions of this year. The games that just didn't quite make the cut. Phil, would you like to go first with yours?
Yes, indeedy. So my honourable mentions are two fantastic little, almost indie games, I would say. Very, very under the radar, very low level sort of things, and they are absolutely wonderful. Now, one of them, I believe, has been in development for a long time, but finally got released this year, and I loved it. And that is Hello Neighbour. Honestly, I loved that game. It's a horror game for people who don't like horror, and that is me. And just everything about it, the storytelling is wonderful, so I'd like to give that to Hello Neighbour. The other one is possibly what I would say was the biggest surprise of E3 this year for me. The biggest surprise, the one moment I went, holy shit, that's quite cool, and that is Unravel 2. The point at which in E3 they went, by the way, it's out now. That is the point I went, holy shit. For a game to have proper co-op, proper wonderful storylines, an absolutely wonderful storyline, and just the gameplay mechanics and everything about it it's absolutely beautiful. And I want you to know that I have tweeted both of the studios from our Twitter account to say, your games are awesome. And they both liked it, they both love that sort of thing, and they're both wonderful, but those are my honourable mentions.
Okay, so my honourable mentions. So three of them fit into one category and one fits into a different category. I wanted to put an honourable mention in this video for Persona 5, because I only just this year got the chance to play it, and I fucking love it. It is genuinely, it's made its way into my top 5 games of all time. It's that good. The storytelling is amazing. All of the little side quests are brilliant. It doesn't feel like a slog, which I love. And it's such a hard balance to get with JRPGs. And I fucking love it. I'm not even finished with it yet, but it's so good, so good. My other honourable mentions all fall into the unfortunate banner of remasters or remakes. So I'm just going to ravel them off very, very quickly, because I think I've spoken in the past about how much I enjoy these games. So that would be Shenmue 1 and 2, Shadow of the Colossus, and The World Ends With You Final Remix. Those are the three remasters that I loved from this year, but obviously I couldn't put on the list because of my no remakes or remasters rule.
Fair enough.
Okay, so into the actual top 10 list, starting with number 10. My top 10 game of 2018 was A Way Out.
Ooh.
A game that I thoroughly enjoyed. I played the whole of the story with Katie, and we both had such a good time with it. It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. The story was very, very well told. The ending was really good, really well done. But unfortunately it has to go on the bottom of my list because in terms of replayability, there's not anything there, unfortunately. It's a fantastic game and it's well worth a play, but as I say, in terms of replay value, there's not anything there, unfortunately.
Fair enough. Okie dokie. So, my 10th place game of the year, my number 10, my 10th favourite game of the year is Spyro the Reignited Trilogy.
What?
Now, just hear me out, so, Spyro the Reignited Trilogy, I obviously didn't follow your rule of no remasters because I just couldn't. I couldn't ignore this game. I absolutely adore this game. Just absolutely adore it. Spyro was to me the game of my childhood. Before Kingdom Hearts came along on the PlayStation 1, it was the game I spent all my time on and all my effort trying to complete. And I've been looking forward to this release for ages, and it finally came, and it was so good, so much better than I could have expected. I'm currently at a point where I've 120%ed the first game, I've 100%ed the second game, and I'm working through the third one, and I love it so much. But that is my 10th favourite game of the year.
Your 10th though? This is a game that you cried over. Like, legitimately cried.
I did actually cry. I did genuinely cry when I started it up.
How the fuck is it so low on your list?
Well, yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to be impressed with whatever's going to overtake Spyro on this list. Like, Jesus Christ. So, moving on to number 9 on my top 10 favourite games of this year is a game from quite early in the year that I'd actually briefly forgotten about for a little while. And that game is Monster Hunter World.
Ooh,
I thoroughly enjoyed Monster Hunter World. It was brilliant. For a newcomer to the Monster Hunter series, I didn't know anything going into this game. But I fucking loved it. Like, it was just a big online RPG where I can kill things that are like 16 times bigger than me, and that to me is what video games should be about. Killing things, looking at things that are like 20 times bigger than you and going, you know what? I'm gonna fucking kill that. Okay, Phil, what's your number 9?
Right then, so my number 9 game of the year is Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. I can't tell you how much I absolutely adore this game.
Wait.
Incredible.
Wait, Phil.
Yeah.
I think you might be reading from the wrong sheet, dude. You said that Spyro was number 10.
Yeah, it is. I gave it an extra space because I love it.
Okay, alright, it's your list,
Anyway,
dude.
Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. I absolutely adore this game. It's a wonderful game. I've said everything I can about this game. Moving on.
Okay, so number 8 on my top 10 games of 2018 is Super Mario Party. I fucking adore the Mario Party series. It is my go-to whenever I have friends around. And Super Mario Party on the Switch was fantastic. The new minigames are brilliant. It's so much fun. And yeah, Nintendo just fucking nailed it, as they always do with Mario Party. Like, I don't think there's ever been a bad Mario Party game. So to have it now on the Switch and be able to turn around and go, look at this, look at this, like that is my jam, 100% my jam.
Okay, fair enough. So we come to my number 8 spot. Coveted number 8. Here we go. In 8th place this year is... It's Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. Honestly, I love this game. It's incredible. It's so beautiful. It's so nostalgic, and I'm in love with it.
Phil!
Yes. What?
I thought you were only giving it 1 extra space. What's going on?
Well, I love it that much that I've given it extra spaces. It's wonderful. It's brilliant. I'm allowed to. It's my list. Go away. I'm allowed to do this.
Okay. Just to clarify, this is the last one, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. As long as this is the last time, then I'll let it go.
Yeah.
So, moving on to number 7 on my top 10 games of 2018, WWE 2K19.
Ooh.
The 2K games have always been... I've always really enjoyed the 2K games. There's been a lot of criticism and things like that about the 2K games, that they've gone too formulaic, that they've gone too simulating. And this year, they basically stripped everything back and went, let's just make this game fun. And 2K19 is undoubtedly just fun. I fucking love this game. I spend a lot of time on the WWE games every single year. It's just one of my go-tos. And 2K19 is definitely the best of the 2K series so far. I fucking adore this game. It's so good.
What are we on? We're on number 7, yeah?
Number 7.
Number 7, sorry, I'm just getting to it on my list. Here we go. In 7th place this year on my top 10 game of the year is... Spyro the Reignited Trilogy.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
And I fucking love it, and it's so wonderful. Yes.
You said that 8 was the last time.
Yeah, sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry. Yeah, no, 7. It's 7th place.
7's the last time.
Yeah.
You're sure?
Yeah.
100%. Okay, fine. Alright. So, moving on to number 6. And this is another entry on the Switch. It's a indie game. It's Moonlighter. Moonlighter is a game which matches shop management with dungeon crawling, which is a combination that I didn't think worked. And then I played it, and I lost 4 hours in the first day I played it. I genuinely was not expecting this game to be as absorbing as it was, but it's brilliant. If you have a Switch and you haven't played Moonlighter, get it. It's fucking brilliant.
Sounds good. Right then, number 6. My 6th favourite game of the year is... It's a French game, I'll tell you
Oh, a French game.
It is Spyro La Trilogie La Lumière. Now, for those of you who don't speak French, that translated is Spyro the Reignited Trilogy. It's wonderful and I love it so much.
Phil.
And it's incredible. And there's a bit where you can skateboard.
Phil.
Yes?
Please tell me you're taking the piss.
No, I love it. It's incredible.
You just changed the language. It's still the Reignited trilogy.
Yeah, but what I mean is it's my favourite game of the year, but it's the French release of it. French release of it, which was identical in every way except it was in French.
But you didn't play the French version of it. You only own the English version.
No, but I played the English version. And I know that basically the French version is, you know, just going to be the English version just with French vocals. But if I had the French version, I'd probably just put the English voices on. It's wonderful, and I love it.
Moving on. Number 5. So my 5th place game of this year is a game that I actually originally thought was going to be my game of the year. And it slipped all the way down to 5th. But that doesn't mean it's any less deserving of this award. It's God of War.
Oh my god!
God of War was fantastic, absolutely fucking brilliant, and has resulted in a whirlwind of memes because of one single word that Kratos uses throughout the game. Boy.
Is it? Oh, I thought it was going to be balls.
What? When?
I don't know, he probably says the word balls at some point.
Well, I don't know, potentially, maybe, I don't know. But anyway.
Prove me wrong.
Anyway, so yes, God of War took everything that I love about the series and basically just improved it. I fucking love God of War. I think it's one of the best entries in the God of War series thus far. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but fuck you, fight me. So, Phil, what is your number 5 place on your list?
My 5th place is... It's Spyro the Dragon within Spyro Reignited trilogy. A remaster of the first game, the game that started it all, the wonder of this game.
Phil.
It's beautiful. So Spyro
Phil.
the Dragon, yes. Remastered Spyro the Dragon.
You're fucking with me, right?
Yeah. Spyro the Dragon.
Okay. Right. Okay. Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Spyro 2 Remastered and Spyro 3 Remastered are not included on this list, right?
Correct.
You promise?
I promise you, I will not mention the phrase Spyro 2 or Spyro 3 within this video.
Right. So number 4 on my top 10 games of 2018 is the second closest game to today's date. So it was one of the later entries in this list, but no less deserving of this award. It's Rockstar's second Wild West rump.
Ooh.
It's Red Dead Redemption 2. The world of Red Dead Redemption 2 is fucking beautiful. And with the addition of Red Dead Online, which you would have already seen a video that I've released on Red Dead Online, it's brilliant. It's absolutely fucking brilliant. I love Red Dead Redemption 2. Not done with the story mode yet, admittedly, but what I've played of the story mode so far is brilliant. I really, really, really like this. And fun fact, I didn't know that this was a prequel. I didn't know it was a prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I only worked this out.
Hang on. So the prequel is number 2.
Yes.
So the sequel is number 1.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Rockstar have never been good at naming things. Remember the fact that, like, they went from GTA 1, 2, 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, Liberty City Stories, and then 5.
Oh yeah. And 4. Well, 4.
Oh, 4. Oh, yeah. Then you've got 4, then you've got The Ballad of Gay Tony, then The Lost and the Damned, and then 5.
Yeah.
It's a lot of GTA games out there. Anyway.
It
What
is. Right.
What's your
So
number
my
4?
number 4 favourite game of the year is Spyro Ripto's Rage.
Oh, for
remastered
fuck's sake!
I didn't say. I said I wouldn't say Spyro 2. I haven't. Well, I have now. Edit that bit out. But anyway, Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage. No, edit that bit out as well. Spyro Ripto's Rage remastered. Within the trilogy, it improves on everything that Spyro the Dragon had, and it includes mini games, and the replayability, and the
Phil.
ability to just go. You have to go back on levels,
Phil.
and then you have to do things like yes,
Just...
yeah.
Okay. You've done this for 7 entries. 7 entries!
Yes.
Please tell me that there is nothing related to Spyro in your top 3.
There's nothing related to Spyro in my top 3.
Now say it so I believe you.
There's nothing related to Spyro in my top 3.
That was actually surprisingly convincing. Alright, I'll believe you.
Thank you.
Right. So we're into top 3 territory now. So my number 3 for my top games of 2018 is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh my goodness, I expected that to be much higher.
See, I was quite surprised at my top 3 this year as well. You're going to be even more surprised by my number 2 and my number 1. But it will all make sense in context. But anyway, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is everything that I could want from the Smash series. Everything to do with it is like they just took everything that made Smash good and went, okay, let's put that in a game and make that Smash Ultimate. And the fact that you can now use GameCube controllers on the Switch means that I now have 8 controllers for my Nintendo Switch. So if I have 8 people round, then it's Smash all night, baby. It's Smash all night.
That's one of your chatter blinds, isn't it?
Smash Bros and chill. No. I adore Smash Brothers. I'm only just starting to get through like the main parts of adventure mode. I've unlocked quite a lot of characters, and the fact that Joker from Persona 5 is going to be included in Smash Brothers just makes this game even better. Like, I can't believe it. I am still, in case you're listening, Nintendo, I doubt that you are, but in case you're listening, I am still pissed off that Waluigi is not included as a playable character in Smash. Why are you taking this away from the community? Just put him in. Stop being a bitch.
I think it would be wonderful if it gets to the final DLC release and they big it up, and then there's this big smoke screen and a huge person comes out, and then it's like this big bulky thing, and it goes and then Waluigi appears and just punches it in the groin and goes
That is now the only way that I want this to happen. I mean, you've got to give us something after the fact that your pre-order bonus character was a fucking piranha plant!
Why not?
It's a piranha plant!
People might want to play as piranha plants.
You know what we call those people?
No?
Stupid!
Okay, fair enough.
Anyway, moving
Right
on.
then.
We're into your top 3, Phil.
Third place game! Now this was a difficult one, honestly. This was very difficult to think about. And in the end, I've gone against the grain, and I've gone for Spyro Year of the Dragon Remastered.
Oh, for the love of God!
The Spyro Reignited trilogy. I love Year of the Dragon. It's wonderful. The characters are fantastic. The gameplay is fantastic, and it just escalates everything that we've learned about the first 2. Yes. Yes.
You promised.
Yes. I said no such thing. There's nothing related to Spyro in my top 3. There's nothing related to Spyro in my top 3. There's nothing related to Spyro from my top 3. Well. Alright! Okay.
Okay. There's 2 left on your list. Tell me now, are either of those Spyro in any way, shape, or form?
No.
You promise?
Yeah.
Right. If either of those games turn out to be Spyro, I will punch you in the groin.
Okay. Right. Just give me a few seconds.
Okay, no problem.
You might want to do your one while I just have a quick look.
Alright, no problem. So, my number 2 game of this year surprises even me. Number 1 and number 2, I ended up swapping about 4 or 5 times, but I had to give my number 1 spot to the game that was on there, which means that my number 2 is Spider-Man.
Oh my god!
Spider-Man
That
was...
is a plot twist.
Spider-Man is fucking brilliant. I absolutely adored Spider-Man this year. Insomniac have taken everything that was good about Spider-Man and just made it even better. Admittedly, the drone challenges are fucking annoying, but everything else about Spider-Man, I couldn't in good conscience say, nope, this is a bad game because of fucking drone challenges. That'd be like saying The Last of Us was a bad game because Ellie doesn't swear enough. I don't fucking know. But anyway, it's genuinely, Spider-Man was everything that I wanted from the new Spider-Man game. The web swinging feels intuitive, the combat flows so smoothly, so nicely, and I've actually held off on playing the DLC. I bought the season pass on release, but I've held off on playing the DLC in order to just play it all in one go. So I've got all 3 DLC packs ready to go, and I'm going to play them all in one go. And I can't fucking wait. So, Phil, which game has graced your number 2 spot?
Well, let me talk about the developer of my second place game.
Okay.
Okay. The guys that made this, because they went from quite a small company. I mean, they were founded in California in 1989, where they released a game called Star Control, and then they went on to make more stuff for, you know, things like Pandemonium and 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, and Madagascar, and Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa, and then they made this year a game.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Star Control.
Yeah.
That was a Toys for Bob game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's the company name.
So, the company that you're referring to just so happened to be the company that co-released the Spyro Reignited trilogy this year.
Yeah, I mean, they also made the Skylanders games and helped with the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy last year.
Right, so which one of the Toys for Bob games has made it into number 2?
Well, it is Spyro the Reignited trilogy.
I'm gonna punch you in the groin.
I love it so much.
I can fucking tell!
I love dragons. They're so cute and cuddly and fluffy.
Moving on. So, my number 1 game of this year. This game was so out of the blue. I was 100% not expecting it. And I'm blown away by how good it is, how deep it is, how just fucking wonderful it is. My number 1 game of 2018 is a Nintendo Switch exclusive.
Oh my god.
It's Octopath Traveler.
Ooh.
Octopath Traveler
Ooh.
genuinely is one of, if not the best game released this year, and it was so out of left field. Square Enix literally were just like, we're just going to release another RPG, and it turned out to be one of the most fucking wonderful experiences that I have had. I've genuinely spent so much time on this game, and I genuinely think it's one of the best Square Enix releases since, like, Kingdom Hearts. It's that fucking good. It's that good. Octopath Traveler is a must-play. If you own a Nintendo Switch, if you love Square Enix titles, get yourself a copy of Octopath Traveler. And the proof's in the pudding, because, I mean, Octopath Traveler is very, very hard to get a hold of nowadays. I was very lucky to get a physical copy of it. And genuinely, it's my game of 2018. Not necessarily for being the most functionally perfect game, but for being the game that most deserves to be played. It's fucking brilliant.
Wow.
Okay.
High praise.
So, we've come to number one for you. Now, Phil.
Yeah, my number one.
I'm going to say this with all the love in my heart. Everything possible that is in my soul.
Yep.
If Spyro, in any capacity, is your number one pick for this year,
Yeah.
I'm going to throttle you.
Okay, understood. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Good. What's your number one pick for this year then, my friend?
Well, Josh, my number one pick for this year, and this is a plot twist. My number one game of the year is Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Really? Seriously?
No, it's Spyro Reignite Trilogy. I love it.
Oh,
so much.
you mother... Just one very quick ending message from us here at Totally Professional Gaming. Before I make the long journey to go and murder Phil, I do just want to say one very, very quick thing. Well, two very quick things, actually. I wanted to give a quick shout out to the games that I haven't yet had a chance to play, but I'm very much looking forward to playing, and those games are the PlayStation 4 port for PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, Subnautica, and a game that I haven't quite finished yet, Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. These are all games that I am very, very much excited to play, but just haven't quite got around to them yet. And the second is, thank you guys for watching, and thank you guys for giving us 150 subscribers. It was close to 200, but YouTube system knocked off a lot of our subscribers, so thanks for that.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not like they care about the new age of stuff.
Oh yeah. As long as they've got Jimmy Kimmel, then they're all fine.
Yeah, they are. They're fine.
Now then.
Fuck you, Jimmy Kimmel.
Now then. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. This will be our last video for 2018. We will see you in the new year. And Phil, you have 30 seconds to run before I stab you in the anus.
But you're not even in my house.
Oh, I will be.
I mean, oh. Okay. Well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and you'll hear from TPG, Josh, and Josh in the new year. So I believe we're not back in the first week of the new year or something. I feel like I'm going to die now. Oh my god, there he is!